Hey family, we have a new crew tier with exclusive members only polls, messages, and content. We already have some videos live, like our skeleton key reading, a spirit animal bird reading, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button so you can go deeper down this experience with me. Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we're back with another pick a card or reading. It's timeless. We're gonna see what people in general do love about you, because we're gonna see what are people saying about you and how that ties into what makes you attractive. So our series for the reputation check. Just to let y'all know, I am on like autopilot these days. I'm living like in terms of the channel, it's very fluid, like everything's flowing and coming together very naturally. I'm at the point where I'm kind of reaping the benefits of past work, so that's why everything's already scheduled and out so far in advance, because last summer ended much faster than I was ready for. Like I wasn't prepared. So fall snuck up on me in 2024. It did. It really did. So I had all of this content, these ideas that I ended up needing to hold till it got warm again. And it started to make sense. So all the thumbnails you're seeing this month in April, yep, already did. Like I made those. The only one that I made like this within the last few weeks is that marriage one. It's the one with the sorbet. So that's the only new one. Okay, so if you have questions, be specific, because I have no idea what you're talking about because of how far back I'm filming these. Okay, that's the reason for me letting you know that. As you can see, even in me having all of these, I'm just kind of picking the ones I'm doing at any given time. So I'm drinking matcha, right? So let's do this one and get it out of the way so that it can be scheduled for you guys. I like the theme here because I am filming this. This is one of the videos I'm filming during that lunar eclipse in Virgo. So in eclipse energy typically being very chaotic, sitting here, I like to see that there's an overwhelming energy of somewhat calm. So even if it starts with chaos, it'll simmer down, guys. Okay, I promise. Just a little bit. I accidentally knocked over that deck that we're not using today. Lavender is here. So Lavender, very easygoing, stress relaxant. Like it's very chill. And the last time I did this video, if I'm not mistaken, this theme, the Herbal Latte, there was a lavender tea pile. So if you're watching this intro, there may be some interest there. That's one of your redirections, okay? We're gonna use this deck because I don't even know where it came from. I had been looking for it and then it was somewhere that it had no business being. So I think that one moves. What else do I have? Really quick. So one of the things I wanted to mention about me being so far ahead, some of you are getting redirections for readings that I have not done, because now that I put the energy out there that the readings are like real, as in they will happen. Now some of you are like, your pals are already preparing you, right? Like you're way ahead in terms of needing to know stuff, wanting to know stuff. Like, so make sure, especially if you don't join memberships, that you take note of your redirections, because that's the only way you're going to have access to them. If you listen to your pal, I say go here and you go. Like I don't care if you don't join memberships, but all of that extra labor of mapping that out is only going to go to the members. So if you want it and it's not your thing, you make sure you pay close attention and do whatever you need to do. But it's one of the smaller perks of being a member, okay? To have access, to not have to do the searching yourself. So let me see here. Yeah, I think that covers everything, okay? You're still on your schedule's still rolling, everything's moving. Just make sure if you have questions to let me know what you're talking about, because it's so far back. Like, I'm still in the middle of March, y'all. Okay, so for those of you that are visually impaired, or if you simply like to choose based on me verbally describing each pile, we're going to do it now, and I'll hold it up for everyone that likes to see again. Pile number 1 is the blue butterfly PT latte. Pile number 2 is the green matcha Swan tea latte. Pile number 3 is the yellow turmeric tea latte. Pile number 4 is the red pink beetroot tea latte. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Alright, pile number 1, my blue butterfly pea, tea or latte. Let's see what people say about you, or what makes you attractive in your overall reputation. So for those of you that are new here, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself and the lesson in the journey. Those of you that love redirections, really love redirections, love it for you. So let me just go ahead. Yellow flowers, originally part of your thumbnail. The little image that you selected is original. It's a part of the original image. And I think some of you like the earthy themes. What called some of you to the channel is that earthy theme. Like, a lot of the backgrounds I use are wooden and like nature feels. So welcome to your place, your space. That is something, if that aligns with your vibe and all of the things like that, that's something people admire about you. Like, they like that natural earthy. Like, if you're health conscious, they think that's attractive. Like, it looks really good on you. You're what people would describe as naturally attractive, like a natural beauty, like not any effort, just people can tell that you care about what you feed your body, mind, and soul, and it kind of projects out. That's the vibe you get off when it comes to being attractive. Now, here's the tea, literally. Something about this blue butterfly pea energy. I have so many readings that I filmed that I haven't quite finished and uploaded, right? Like, they're all done like this. And there's certain piles that when I write the redirections, I'll try to make sure I've made notes to mention with the butterfly pea and things like that, because I'm realizing I think I sent a reading I did yesterday to this pile, forgetting that this pile was already on the list for this month. Like, I think I sent back to those readings, not realizing like, hey, you're gonna do one of those tomorrow. So that's kind of the surprise element of you. Like, it's funny because I'm like, this is the pile that actually surprises me as I channel, as I read. Like, I'm surprised by you, and that's kind of what people say, you never know what to expect. But it's not a bad thing. It's like a pleasant surprise, a pleasant coincidence when it comes to you. Okay, now there's also an element of something about that lunar eclipse that I'm filming this during. Okay, because something about me needing to film it now. Following that lunar eclipse in Virgo, March 13th, 14th, right? Whatever the exact point, there's a shift in reputation for you. And eclipses are known to do those types of things. But for whatever reason, how it's aspecting you and your natal chart personally, shift in reputation. Like, it's either going to elevate you, or you may see a little bit of decline, because we don't hide from the shadow. You heard the intro. But I'm going to lead with that optimistic side, because I don't have a chaotic energy. The only people that are going to be on that shadow side probably are, it's already an anticipation, because eclipses just maximize what we're already doing, right? It just makes it loud. It's like it pulls the rug from under you, or it kind of snatches off the hood, right? Like, okay, here I am. So let me just get into this, but be on standby for because I'm trying to remember that reading that I filmed, and I'm trying to, like, I actually think it was the blue, yeah, it was the blue cupcakes. It was the video that's going to be April 1st, okay? So you'll have seen that one first, and if you pick that pile, you'll know. Some of you may be seeing something backwards in reverse, or people are seeing you backwards in reverse, because it's going to be connected to that reading. But some of you just like the color blue, so, and I'm realizing that that's the thing. Okay, good for you. So tell me, my pile number one. What do people say about my pile one and what makes them attractive? And let me know why all of this stuff that came out at the beginning is relevant. They say a lot. It's a lot that people say. Some of you really popular, for better or for worse. People just always have something to say. Dreams. Okay. If you want multiple piles, no one's stopping you. I did mention yellow flowers. I definitely did. We've got the royal fern and we have yellow. So maybe that's yellow flowers, right? Like maybe you're going to pile 3, or maybe it's just yellow plants. Okay. I'm making a note for the redirection for the people that get that, but go to the dream readings. One of the other readings, I know I'm getting to it. I don't know, for some reason, I'll just be honest with you, all of these are connected. Pile 1, you're the pile that, if I could say there's one group that redirections were created for, I would honestly, I think it was for this group, because I referenced the butterfly pea yesterday. I do remember now because I can see that image. I also, ironically enough, it makes sense that it was that one. But I think I connected the blue piles to something else. It was the other reading. So I did a dream love reading. So you have a lot of love interests. People consider you to be a very attractive person, right? So the cupcake crush chatter yesterday and the donut dream darling thumbnail. I think it was, what are your dreams trying to tell you about love? Now that one is a members only video. So if you're not a member, you're not going to have access to that one, but definitely still go to the cupcake chatter one. That one is public. Okay, and there are a lot of other readings. There's ocean skeleton key readings, because something about this blue is it's a thing. Okay, so go to the dream readings. There are tons that are public. Okay, luck, bells of Ireland. So dreams, luck. People say that you're very lucky that you get to live your dreams, or that you have the potential to experience your dreams. Something about your life is like a dream, no matter how humble you may feel it is. There are people, because everything is relative, the people that you're around, something about your quality of life, whether it's your health, whether it's your wellness, whether it's how you look, the attention you get, stable in your career, like you feel very, very lucky, and it's like a dream, and people really admire you. People think that, like, people are grateful to be able to be within your vicinity and to know you. Like, it feels like you're a type of person that's comforting to be around, right? Because dreams and luck, you make people feel lucky, right? So that's kind, that's nice. People say good things about you generally. I don't see a shadow, even though there was chaos at the beginning of the pile that made me feel like there might be one. So tell me, we're not going to look for it if we don't have to. So let me keep trucking along. My pile number 1, my blue butterfly pea latte 2. What do people say about my blue butterfly pea latte? Fine. It's 5. I hesitated. I wasn't going to do it. It's like, you know, sometimes people give you more than they want to give you, right? Or people allow you to get away with a little more than they would like. Like, something about people like you enough to they're like, fine, just whatever. Like, the number is 3, but like, fine, just take 5. It's kind. Just go. You know, that's what it is. So you got 9 of Swords, which is anxiety and stress. We got the 3 of Cups. People say you really support your friends. Like, you take on their problems in a way that you probably shouldn't. So that overextending energy could be you. Got King of Swords. Knight of Swords. People think you're very smart. Ace of Cups. Very loving, very kind to people. Yeah. See, there we go. People think that, so let's just backtrack a little bit. So some of the conversations, um something about your age, right? Maybe you're at like a middle age of life, like, and then what do I mean when I say that? It feels like there's a contrast of personalities that would be talking about you. Like, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like there are many people that are like your age talking about you. It's people that are either younger than you or older than you. It's, I've not seen it on the table before, but I guess it could make sense depending on who you are, what you do, that you would have like younger people looking up to you and thinking you're so great, and then older people like, oh, I remember when I was like that when I was younger. But like most of the conversations are those age differences. Like I said, older people look admiring you, younger people admiring you. Okay. And I did mention when we talk about people talking about you and finding you attractive, everything that I redirected you to, I'm realizing it was love related. Because even the dream reading with all that blue that I made, it's a new concept for memberships. And so that's a love reading, okay? But again, there's tons of dream readings. There's like at least, I feel like there might be 10. But there's a playlist. There's more than 3 or 4. So you have much to go through and sort through, okay? One concern, people may worry that because you seem to be very optimistic in nature, people have concerns about possibly your discernment when it comes to friends, right? Like making sure you have the right types of friends around you and things like that. That could be a concern, okay? So let me see the bottom. We got the Five of Swords. Yeah, see, I led with that. Be mindful of the company you keep. Um, be mindful of the company you keep, okay? Just because that I mentioned really young, I mentioned really old. So the mature people may be having a little more discernment than you. I say that not to drag this down shadow lane, but dreams and luck, it's like, and I feel like I've said it before and I can't quite remember where, it may be in one of these readings. People that admire you and think that you're so great, they lack the, it's kind of like that Neptune energy, right? Where people don't see you clearly, they don't see you as a real person. And like some of you are like, that's amazing, I want people to see me as like otherworldly. Yeah, that's cute until you experience it for real, right? Like people that don't see you as a real person don't see you as human. So they don't have empathy for your pain, your trauma, if things aren't going your way. Like you're only as valuable as that mirage that surrounds you, right? As that overlay of perfection that's not reality. So any glimpse of reality, you start seeing how people really feel about you. You start seeing all kinds of negative reactions and responses. I think that's what I was talking about at the beginning with the eclipse energy, like where you start seeing people's true colors. Five of Swords is kind of like, so when we talk about our own actions, Five of Swords is where we self-sabotage, okay? When we talk about our relationships with other people, it's where people attempt to sabotage us, or when we have to go to war with people we don't want to, because at this point we have no choice, right? Because we have a kind of a backstabby energy at the foundation of it, right? It's like 5 people at war and the other 4 walking off, and it's like the relationship is never what it was before because you had to fight and go through it, and then you got to see people's true colors. That's kind of the conversation surrounding you, whatever. And if you've come out on a better side of that, that's part of what people are saying about you and what people admire. They're thinking you're incredibly lucky that you made it out of whatever the Five of Swords situation is. It's like, wow, the Five of Swords, like people really tried to take down the pile one. Not saying it's big bad wolf after you, but it's like, you know, despite the circumstances, pile one still is able to do well. Pile one still looks really good. That's crazy how lucky they are. That's what's on the table for this group, okay? Because again, Five of Swords is also being outnumbered and by some chance coming out on top anyway. But it's bittersweet. I always say it's bittersweet. Five of Swords is bittersweet because it's a victory that you had no other choice but to proceed in that chaotic way that you did, and you do lose those relationships of the 4 other swordsmen in the deck. Okay. All right, so let me see why this deck wanted to be on the table. This is my Afro Goddess Oracle. It is a Lenormand deck, so we're gonna see why it wanted to talk to us. Why do people talk about pile 1? Well, let me ask that question. Maybe that's what this deck is meant to say. Why do people talk about pile 1? What are they saying? That we need to know the why. Okay, I think I love it because when we channel spirit guides, right? This is a pile where your spirit team is kind of wanting you to know about a specific situation, because what people are saying and your perceived attractive level of attraction is relevant to whatever that was I was talking about at the beginning. Because why are people talking about you seems to be a thing you need to know. We've got the garden. Hey, watch it in the shadow. Yeah, watch it from the shadow. Don't be worried about it if you, because it feels like a pending shadow. It feels like a shadow that's pending. It wasn't a shadow that, it's only shocking if you live in La La Land and whatever. So like, if you know it's a shadow, I'm just preparing you'll be able to recover, because this is the pile of recovery despite a shadow. Okay, now the lighter side of this pile, I mentioned that eclipse. It's something about a closed cycle. Like, it's gonna be a closed cycle, for better for worse. It's always gonna end up better, even if it initially is for worse, because we're cutting something off here and we're ending something. And we have this garden card, which talks about outside public energy. So obviously the shadow would be getting cut off publicly in some way. The lighter side of this is 100%, I don't know why I'm hearing the word fame. Y'all are so dramatic, but it feels like an uptick in status. I'll say it like that. I don't know about fame. That's excessive. But it feels like, because this garden card, I can even, let me break out the book. That's number 20. I can show you really quick. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to make it much longer. So, right, it talks about a lighthearted gathering. It illuminates all moments, social, like networking, get-togethers, community group activities, and it will be within these groups that you will now be able to enjoy the time to finally mingle and see what this party has to offer. Relax and enjoy the scenery and good company. You're in for a great time. So I was telling you, great information. So there's something you may, whatever gathering you go to following this transit, this eclipse that I mentioned, whatever stuff you do, whatever type of networking, even if it's like a consistent thing that you're out and about at certain places, spaces, spotlight. Like, who is pile 1? That's pile 1. That blue butterfly pea latte is amazing. Yellow flower, all that. I love it. It's amazing. So I don't know where you're going, what you're doing, but your spirit team is like, tell them where they're going, what they're doing. It's outside for sure. Okay. And it is following a close of a cycle, a cutting something off. The sky is usually when we close cycles. Now, I know we get really scared of this because it feels very angel of death, right? That's not a bad thing. It's just a transition. I mentioned in the intro, I'm kind of reaping the benefits of past like work, right, from last year. These thumbnails are from last year when fall caught up to me very quickly and I wasn't quite ready. You use these to cut the crops. So it's like, you've been doing all of this work, you've been planting all these seeds, and now the crops are ready for harvest. Look at you. Some of you are literally seeing the harvest. I don't know why I didn't catch that. That's common sense. You don't need a channel. That's common sense. You're cutting crops. Like, people see you as like a very ripe fruit. When we talk about being attractive, like when people see you, they're like, ooh, the ripest fruit. And I know if you're in memberships, you're going to be really excited about that other reading with the fruit. You're going to be excited about the reading with the fruit. So go there. You have a pile. Let me make a note. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not a surprise, but we don't want to talk about it if everybody can't see it. I just want to mention it. But harvest, right? Like, it's like collecting flowers to create a bouquet. That's how people see you. I love it. So let me see. Now, I do have to mention, because they do like me to mention shadow, okay? And I don't mean to be dramatic, but like I do sometimes can have a bit of a dark humor just to lighten the mood, because if we can't control things, we can't we need to try our best not to bring ourselves even further down. If it's gonna be a low moment, you can't control that. Have a little bit of a laugh about it. It feels like just being bad. It feels like a banishment. I don't know who needs that message, but this combination in shadow sense is banish, which the Five of Swords is. It's you get ahead, you get on top, but you're banished. Like, it's like, yeah, you won, and hopefully that prize is worth it. You're not welcome here. That's what the Five of Swords says traditionally, okay? And technically, I can let you see this deck is not a traditional one. It is, especially if we talk about when it comes to love and romance in some way, because that could be a thing. But you see, what is that dolphin? That one dolphin has to go alone because it's no longer welcome. With the other ones, yeah. So be my and I'll be honest with you, there's no shock that you wouldn't see, given the nature of that message. You know if you're on the shadow side, because it's that just doesn't come, that energy doesn't just show up out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? So you know if you're on that shadow, it's fine. Communication is key. We got the new moon in Gemini. Everyone loves the way you speak. I mentioned really smart, really intelligent. People love the way you talk. People love the sound of your voice. People love the way you look when you're speaking. Like, it's just something about this communication. You have an energy that feels very, very familiar. Like, it feels like twins. People can always see themselves in you. Like, they can always find a way to identify with you. And that's what makes it easier to connect and network, like these messages imply. We've got nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon. There's nothing you can't talk your way out of. I think I touched on that message slightly at the beginning. Like, you're very good at talking your way out of anything potentially bad, which is probably why those of you on that shadow side, they would like, heads up, not this time. But the lighter side is you'll be able to really, it feels like the lighter side of this pile feels like you've always been this way, and people have always admired you. Like, the things I'm saying that make you attractive aren't new to you, but it just feels much louder on the table than you're used to. So much so that, like, the Five of Swords could be a result of jealousy. I hate using that word, but envy is a thing, right? And jealousy isn't a thing in the sense of like, oh, they just want what you have or whatever. Sometimes when people are jealous, it's not because it's that surface level. It's more of you're reminding them of their own personal shortcomings, or you're reminding them of dreams they've allowed to just stay in the ethers, right? Like, dreams they never did anything with. So when they see people living their dreams feeling lucky, or living in a way that they want to but didn't have the drive, motivation, discipline, or good fortune, right, to achieve, because it's hard work usually, but it's a combination of luck too. You can work as hard as you want. If you can't get ahead, you can't get ahead. And we have to be cognizant of people, because there is some jealousy on the table, because with this really loud energy, it feels like really closing a cycle and stepping into a very, very prosperous period, and everybody's not gonna like that, okay, on the lightest of side. So let me pull one more. People like how easygoing you are. People like how easy you are to talk to. So even if it's conflict, and that's why maybe that's why you need to be conscious of the conflict and how to manage it better, because you don't seem to find yourself in conflict very often, because communication is key, and nothing will come of this situation. You probably nip it pretty early, right? Like, cut it off really early before it's allowed to grow and bloom into something much bigger, right? Having conversations that may be a little difficult. Something about this, there may be someone on the table that's a little less mature than that you have difficulty dealing with. Like, there's somebody that you're probably not going to be able to talk to Like, you're not gonna be able to talk your way out of this person not liking you or something like that. Does that make sense? Because it just is what it is. Because you're usually able to have a conversation and just move past whatever. But if someone's determined to not like you, they're determined to not like you. So this pile needed to know that, because that's something like, there's someone here like that. Okay, so tell me more. We're almost to the end. So pile 1, that's a reversal, so we need to know that everyone loves you, but the people that don't. Okay, and that's okay, but you need to know that. Aquarius in reverse. Originality, philanthropy, progressive imaginings. Aquarius in reverse is it rules the 11th house. What I like to see about it in the reverse is that it's ruled by the planet Uranus, which I mentioned earlier. You're not going to be blindsided. Like the people that don't like you, you know that they don't like you. The people that love you, you know that they love you, right? Like, it's very easy to tell, because one of the things about you may seem to have extreme reactions out of people. So people can't hide how they feel because they feel so intensely about you. They either like love you or they hate you, and everyone can tell, right? So you're not blindsided by anyone's behavior unless you just pretend you don't see. But that shadow of watch the reputation thing, because this is a reputation reading, something, and I don't know what you've been doing. We're not looking for that. We're just, what do people say, what makes you attractive. There's conversations when we talk about not networking, so maybe you don't do that well enough, or maybe you're networking with the wrong people in the wrong way. I mentioned friends and making sure people having concerns about the friends that you have around you. Because 5 of Swords is people that were once close, people that were once allies, that were once acquaintances, no longer wanting to deal with you, or you no longer wanting to deal with them either, because having to go to war with these people or this person. So watch that. Now, my lighter side, people admire that you don't step out much, because when you do, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, I don't see pile number 1 out that often, but when I see them, they look so good, they're so nice, they're so friendly. Like, they don't go out, they keep a small circle. They don't, like, they're friendly, but they don't have a lot of people that they consistently deal with, right? Because this in reverse implies close friends, like my small circle. So that's a good thing. People admire that. They think you're lucky that you have people that you can trust like that in a small circle. You got the moon. Satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. They think you're very kind. They think you're very nurturing. Yeah, they think you're very kind. You're very nurturing. You connect very, very well with other people. Okay, so this is a power buzz. Like, they look so good. I get so nervous. So tell me more. My pile 1, my blue butterfly PT. What else do people say about my pile 1? What do they find attractive about pile number 1? Manifesting, deja vu, patience, blissful. Lots of romantic admirers. Look at that. Dreams. Go to dream readings. People see you as like a fantasy partner, like something about you. People just like, pile 1 would be the ultimate partner. You're the type of partner people feel like they're manifesting. There may be people actively wanting to manifest you, or people that have been manifesting someone just like you, trying to shoot their shot, because they're like, no, pile 1 is exactly what I've been looking for. Then we also have that energy of very lucky, living your dreams. People think that you are a master manifester. Remember, we have gardeners on the table, whether in a literal sense or a metaphysical sense, right? Where you plant seeds, you do the work, and you allow the plants to grow. And they grow successfully and you're able to harvest them, like these two cards apply. Like something about you, you're very fortunate in that you're able to harvest crops after working very, very hard. A lot of crops, right? This is a whole garden of crops, not just a little canister of plants, not a little section in the front yard, like a whole garden that people can walk through and admire. So people think you manifest really well. And again, be mindful, even in the lightest of sense, the shadow aspect of that, it attracts a lot of negative attention as well, because people, that's not common. That's not a common energy. So people want to either attach to it for the wrong reasons, or they want to tear it down because how dare it be you, not me. You know, sometimes it's like that, and that's okay. So let me see. We got a rebellious energy, strong-willed protester, nonconformist opposition. If you have a hyper rebellious energy, you're being encouraged to stop. That's Aquarius in reverse. You're being encouraged to stop. If you have a hyper rebel, I'm not saying if you're unique and whatever, but if you have difficulty assimilating in public spaces, if you always have to go against everybody, like if there's like certain processes that need to happen a certain way and you're just like, no, I don't want to participate in that, that's not going to benefit you. That's going to put you directly on the shadow. That's definitely going to put you on the shadow. Okay? Like if you always look for a loophole to get out of doing what needs to be done, if you talk your way out of doing things that everyone else is expected to do, that's going to put you on the shadow. Okay? So let me pull, since you got all of those romantic options on the table. And I do want to be cognizant of that shadow side, because there's two shadows. There's the shadow that's like a mirage, that's really good at manipulating energy and other people's energy and flattering people in a way that gets out of things, and I gotta not this time. And then there's a side that may think that they're that way, if that makes sense. Like there's a side that's thinking you're more alluring than you are, and finding out the hard way that it's kind of all in your head. And I'm not saying that you're not attractive. I'm saying like there's someone that thinks they're a little more smooth and cunning than they are on the table. So while I pull this card, there could be conversations. I mentioned the rug being pulled from beneath somebody. A shadow side of this is, so I work regulated in industries my entire career. So I mostly spend a lot of time in gaming, right? Surveillance, constant surveillance when you're in the casino floor, right? Like you're in your office, it's fine, whatever. But on the casino floor, you can see everything, right? And this is an example just so that y'all know what I mean when I say thinking you're more cunning than you are. People would try the most chaotic things, forgetting they were under constant surveillance. And they're like, oh, I got away with this. Mind you, no, you did not. They're watching you for months before they call the police. You see what I'm saying? They're watching you. They're allowing you to do whatever you're doing enough to where it has weight, to where it can't be disputed. Like they're going to allow you to keep digging your own hole until you get caught. It's like first time it's a by chance. You know what I'm saying? Like what's that phrase where it's like, okay, first time, second time, okay, third time, ooh, that's a pattern. You see what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I see on the furthest end of the shadow. And I just want to put y'all on notice and let y'all know, because I mean, if you can redirect and not, I don't like to see people get caught up, but I mean, we all have to learn our lessons, right? So tell me, and it doesn't have to be that literal. That's just an example of what I'm seeing, right? So tell me pile number 1, blue butterfly PT. Give me this love message about what people are saying. Hey, people connect with you so intensely. So you're the type of person, a lot of people might feel like they fall in love with you at first sight, because something about your eyes and like connecting with you. Because I mentioned the communication. And like something like people just feel like you get them immediately with telepathy. Right? Pay attention to the telepathic messages that are being sent and received at this time. Like people feel like you look right through them. Like you have a very powerful aura. Okay? Very, very powerful. Okay? New chapter. Hey. A fresh start is always good for everyone. Doors are opening for this new phase within your love life. So main thing that people are saying about you when it comes to your reputation, this fresh start is exactly what you need. There's a fresh start, a new chapter. So whether it's harvesting crops from all of this labor previously, and you stepping into a new chapter of enjoying it and being incredibly fortunate and lucky, or just kind of understanding like, hey, pile one needs a fresh start. Like, let's just rip the band-aid off. This new chapter will hopefully be what this person needs. And that's the shadow sense. Like, that's me sugarcoating the shadow. Okay, so let me get your advice, because this pile needs it, and I'll close you out. Ooh. Let me put that back. Yeah, I'll put it back. Give me my advice for pile one. There we go. I'll take both. Love yourself in all of your phases. People compare you to the moon. Something about like lunar phases. You may be very lunar in nature. You may have, you may be dominant in the moon. You may have cancer placements. But love yourself in all your phases is a thing. No matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're going through, you're still yourself, and you look good despite it. Like, you're the type of person that looks good even in downtrodden times, and people admire that about you. But you're being encouraged to proceed further with that, because that's going to elevate you, especially if you're in the shadow. You have the higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe. I mentioned that people admire that you keep your circle small. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Okay, so the higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe. Love yourself in all your phases. You're being encouraged to keep doing what you've been doing on the lighter side, and you're going to pivot and become more like this lighter side if you're on the shadow. Okay, we got your purpose does not require anyone else's permission. Again, the lighter side is power. It's just learning how to deal with jealousy, learning how to deal with people that don't like you, because that seems unfamiliar to you because you're so amazing. But I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's not going to like you. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. My pile number one. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the crew. We have a lot of exclusive messages on that Onyx Key tier. Thank you for watching. All right, pile number two, my green matcha, swan, tea, or latte. We're going to take a look at what do people say about you, what makes you attractive, and how all that ties together with your reputation, all right? So for those of you that are new, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. This is a pile that's got some redirections. Like I mentioned, I will link them for members and that members only post. But all of you that are on the public side, I know that these redirections are public readings, so if you make note of them, you will still have access to some of these readings. Okay, 4-leaf clover readings. One is a key, and one is I think it's a coffee. It's definitely public. I know that because it's one of those crush readings. So I say that because this is a deck I was not using today. It just surfaced and decided, okay, we're going to be on the table. So this is obviously the clover in my Afro Goddess Oracle Lenormand style deck. It's number 2, I'm realizing, which some of you pick pile 2, and I'm being told to encourage those of you that do that. That's fine, but you have other piles in other readings that aren't number 2. So I don't know if that's your birthday, whatever, but there's readings on the channel that are yours that this is not 2, because I know for a fact that this, I think the coffee one is pile 2, so good for you. But that 4-leaf clover skeleton key is like, I think it's pile 4. I was just looking at those yesterday because I filmed one for members. So, but this one is public, so go there. Alrighty, and the swans, which there are some that are public as well. So let me get into it. My pile number 2, my green matcha swan latte. Tell me what people are saying about my pile number 2, my green matcha swan tea latte. It's funny because this deck that wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna use it today, seems like it's going to really make sense for some of you. Like it's gonna give messages that we really wouldn't have thought to get in this reading. So what are people saying about Pile 2 and what makes our Pile 2 attractive? Tell me more about my Pile 2's reputation and what makes them attractive, please. That's way too many. You know what? If you didn't watch the intro, don't feel pressured to. But I accidentally knocked, like I cleansed this deck from when I was using it, and lavender is here. So something about lavender, if you smell like lavender, people, like that makes people go crazy, okay? I was actually gonna say, based on how long it took for your card to jump, that people like that you take your time, you move at your own pace, you will not be rushed, because we've got Serenity and this lavender card I referenced at the beginning because it fell off the top of this deck. So go to the lavender readings. I think I have at least 2, there might be 2, but the last reading I did here for this topic had a lavender pile. So again, those of you that may be picking pile 2, you have, if go to what calls you beyond just that number, whatever that number means for you, because that's not, I don't think that's a pile 2, because that was the last thumbnail like this one. So it's telling you to go to the ones that call you, okay? Especially like, so like for example, if pile 3 calls you, go to pile 3. If yellow flowers call you, go there. Go there. Okay, I'm gonna take this lavender since it seems like that's the most important one. But make sure you're picking your files the right way. We have strength, okay? Strong level of calm. People say you have nerves of steel. Not much can make you nervous, which makes sense because it does complement that message of not being rushed. Just like everybody else around you is like freaking out and panicking. You're like, everybody just calm down. You just calm, you relax, okay? Like you relax. So that seems to be your energy, and people admire that, because even in chaos, you're not going to allow people to put you in a frenzy, because how are we going to resolve whatever's going on? Like, how do we get out of the chaos if we're all just like spiraling? Right. So I like it. I like this personality. I really do. Tell me more about my pile number 2. My green matcha swan tea. You know what? You're actually in your right place, right space. The only reason why this reading, I filmed it in this order, like it was always happening for April. But the day I'm filming it, I ended up filming it because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit different today. I'm gonna switch my coffee for matcha, and I did. So at the beginning, I was having my matcha before these readings. Tell me more about my pile number. Okay, all of your cards just hit the table just like that. It's interesting because like the sleeve of my hoodie, right, slipped off this third one. So something about just slipping, right? It, like my sleeve shifted it. Like I didn't shift it. So I don't know what that's gonna mean. These are maturing energies. Yes, these are maturing energies. So let's just start here. We got the Empress. We got the 3 of Pentacles. I love to see it. This is someone that's really attractive and really easygoing. Part of the attraction is the easygoing. Like, this is someone that never looks stressed, even if they are. Like, it just doesn't. Honestly, this is a pile in the lightest of sense. You don't get stressed. I love that for you. Nerves of steel. Letter S could be relevant, but it's like someone that's you're not really worried about it. You're not stressed. And it's actually something that makes you a good like leader. Like you're like, when I say leader, like, okay, like let's say it's not professional, it's a friend group. You're good at organizing the group and like orchestrating everything, because you're not gonna get overwhelmed with all of the moving parts. Okay, I got the King of Swords here. Very sharp-witted, very sound mind. I don't know why that's a phrase, but I keep hearing of sound mind. Okay, so I got the 6 of Pentacles, which does talk about offering support. I call it the Prince and the Pauper card because it's usually someone that's very well off giving to someone that's not very well off at all, like that exchange. And it is a material exchange. It is money. So if you give, if you do charity work, If you offer your time, if you donate, people really think that that's kind. People think that that's part of your appeal, is how giving you are and how supportive you are of people on hard times. That's so sweet. I love that you do that work. That type of work is important. So let me see. My pile number 2, my green matcha Swan tea or latte. What do people say, and what makes my pile number 2 attractive? All right. We've got a maturing energy. You know, my attention is being called back to that King of Swords. That King of Swords was actually slipped on the table. Just so you're aware, there is a King of Swords that just threw itself on the table that is explicitly talking about you. Okay? Like, it was a little knock of, hey, pay attention to this King of Swords. King of Swords, it could be someone masculine in nature, right? Could be very masculine. Could be air sign, right? That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. One of those 3. Doesn't have to be that in a sun sign, because it depends on how much you know this person. This person could be dominant in one of those signs and you would never know, right? Like so that's why I like to lead with, this is someone that may be very possibly analytical, good with their words, but not that, like the way that they speak is not necessarily pretty, but it's very smart. Does that make sense? So like, whoever that is, they're on the table. We got the book. Could be a teacher, could be a mentor, could be someone that you learn from, or it could be someone studying you, learning you, researching you, observing you. Because I got the book, and look, it's glowing. It's like magic. Grabbing the alchemy book. I love it. Let's take it. You know, lavender is associated with the air element. So it very much so is King of Swords. So there could be a King of Swords, someone masculine nature that you would consider to be very strong, that you may associate with lavender. That could be a thing as well. But I'm telling you, whoever like has lavender, or if you wear the color lavender, if you smell like lavender, that is a thing. Okay, it's a thing. And we've got the Ankh, which is the closing of a cycle. This combination feels like hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom. So someone may be admiring you for your hidden knowledge, your hidden wisdom. People may find that you often kind of, this combination feels like you would never know all of this hidden wisdom. How to has, right? And look at the heart. Yeah, really loving it. You know, technically speaking, these are like lavender roses. I think I have lavender roses on the channel. That's another redirection. It's in that playlist. I'm gonna link it. I have purple. I definitely have it's like a light purple rose. I think I know what that was, because I think I was confused about what color it was. So I will link it with the redirections for the members. But we've got this blooming hearts. I'm getting flashbacks to keys. You're that pile that needs keys. Blooming heart key. Oh, you got a lot of redirections. I mean, go to what you want. Redirections are here to support you, not pressure you to be on the channel all day. So whatever called you, go. But like I said, some of you are like, help me pick my piles. This is me helping you pick your piles. You've got a lot of keys. And you know what? Both of those keys I sent you to are part of those Ocean Skeleton Key series. So for sure. But there's someone admiring some hidden wisdom from you. And who knows, maybe, I mean, I'm sending you skeleton key readings. Maybe the skeleton key is what's giving you the hidden knowledge. I don't know, but there's something that you know, some information you have access to that people find really attractive and people deeply admire. You seem like the type of person that people seek out for your wisdom. And you're very caring and nurturing in the way you present that, right? Like, you know, some of you, that King of Swords is how people may perceive you initially, and then they get to know you and you're a lot more receptive than that. Okay? But people deeply admire your ability to take knowledge to get ahead, right? Like to close cycles, to find resolution, because the Ankh is a resolution. It's not just a conclusion, it's the closing of a cycle, because there's nothing left to achieve there. It's time to go into a new cycle with a new heart, right? Feels like a type of person that may wear your heart on your sleeve in the best way, right? Like not in that really emotional way, but just in a openly caring about people and having empathy for people. It feels very, this is a very easygoing pile. Like I feel so relaxed sitting in this pile. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm so calm. I love it. I feel like I'm in the presence of like, again, that nerves of steel. Like you're the type of person like people just feel calm and safe with. Oh, tell me more about my pile number 2. My green matcha swan tea latte. What are people saying about them? Okay, what people saying? What do you need to release? You know, closing that cycle. Let's see. Adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. Some people may be saying you're almost there, depending on what it is they would be talking about, because it's going to be different for all of you. But it's like kind of not being in your own way and adjusting so that you can get ahead in some form. And that is people admiring you for doing that, or like, you know, the shadow was saying you need to be doing that, like adjusting and moving beyond something, or not being so set in your ways, so rigid, right, in your perspective. Because the book talks about knowledge and gaining knowledge, and being, and heart is being open and receptive to said knowledge, so that you can complete whatever your tasks, right? That could be a thing in a very literal sense. So you're either very good at doing that, you're either very good at receiving knowledge and feedback, or researching on your own, and people admire the results of that, or people are saying you need to open up more, be a little more studious, learn more. I do see, I think I recently had a message in one of my in the skeleton key reading I did most recently about studying. So some of you need to do that. There's something to release, and there's some adjustment somewhere, and that's a topic. And some of you are just so easygoing. People think it's so cool that you just not worried about anything. Like you're not holding on to anything. You're not holding on to grudges. You're not worried about people. Like if someone does something to you today, you're smart enough to be like, I'm not dealing with you anymore. But you're not like acting funny at work about it. You're just like, we're not cool, but we're gonna work together. I'm not gonna let you affect my job, but we're not cool. You know, like, no, I'm like, well, you're not coming to lunch with me, but like, did you finish that report? You know, like, I didn't think you would be talking to me. Did you finish that report? What do you mean? This is my job. I get paid here. So that's the vibe. And it's not uncomfortable for anybody, because like, it feels like a pile of, even if you don't like somebody, like people can know that you don't like them, but you're not going to act weird or childish with them. Like you're just like, you know, we're not cool. I know we're not cool. But if we have to interact with each other, like it is what it is. Like, what do you want me to do? I really like this personality. You're so cool. Look at you, Pautu. Tell me more about this green matcha swan tea latte. What do people say about my green matcha swan? Okay, there it is. And this is incoming. And this one is like, please don't leave me. People don't like to see you go. That's sad, but I mean, that's also life, right? We close cycles. Got Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. A very good, very clear communicator. Okay. If you are a teacher, people do like that. If you teach small children or younger people, like anything below the university level, people like that you do that work. They think you're very good at it. For whatever reason, I'm being told to grab this book for the heart card. Just give me a second. I don't know why I need to stop everything to do that, but I need to stop everything and do that. Okay. There is a theory. Okay, well, I don't know what that's going to talk about. That the visual shape we use to represent the heart is not actually one heart, but two, each offering their passionate half to join together as an act of selfless love. Love you to the moon and back. Some of you, that is a phrase you needed to see because it's very relevant to your life. So whoever says love you to the moon and back, there is a message from that person, whether they are here in the 3D or if they are no longer with you. Okay, that's somebody admiring you, happy to make sure you know they're there. For that requires a love with the ultimate commitment. With every beat of your heart's existence, you both individually vow to pump passionate caring into your other half. And it talks about love being necessary in all forms. There is strength here, so have an easy breathe, for this union is one of love. There is strength here. Something about strength, someone that you may associate with strength may be very specifically, yeah, exactly, because we got strength and we got bravery there. But there's strength here, so have an easy breathe, for this union is one of love. Okay, you got a love interest. Look at you talking about you. I have a deck that we'll pull from in a second, but you have a love interest. Good for you. Someone's really talking about you and very interested in you. Our reference, so Empress is obviously like divine feminine energy, but this King of Swords I have here, I mentioned air sign energy, could be someone with Gemini placements. If that's you, you may have someone really attractive within your vicinity that's like saying really positive things about you. Good for you. Especially when we talk about your ability to adjust and grow and evolve, because Mars is the planet of action. Okay, it's the planet of activity. Move forward, defend self. We talk about strength, but we talk about bravery. Someone that's very protective, someone that's very active. Mars is also the god of war. Someone on the table could have a Mars in Gemini, or that could be a relevant transit. Okay, all right. If you're very active in communication in the way you speak to people, like if you're always looking to learn, always looking to grow, always looking to evolve, people admire that. It's one of your most redeeming qualities. I don't know why I'm saying redeeming, but it makes you, like, even if things are bad, people are like, well, at least they're smart and they like to learn, you know? So we got opposition here. Yes, especially if you're struggling and things are hard, you're like, well, people are like, well, you know, at least part two is they like to learn, they like to grow. So they'll make it past the opposition, right? They're brave, they're strong, they're patient. We got an imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. Very strategic in how to evolve and adjust so that you can be better next time, so that you can grow over time. Okay, so let me pull. I got two more decks before your advice. So this is not bad timing. Tell me more about like how to my green matcha swan tea latte. What are people saying about my pile number 2? It makes them attractive. This is my pile, again, looking very strong, looking very calm, looking very confident. And my pile 2. There we go. We got everything we need. Yeah, we got so many cards, but that's all right. That's okay. The main one you've got first is show you off, proud, trophy wife, accomplishment, status. People love how driven you are and how accomplished you are as a result. People, like, you're the type of person that everyone wants to tell everyone they know. Like, everybody's like, oh, I know how to. They're cool. Like, something about your energy, everyone wants a piece of how to, but not in a chaotic needing to be close to you way. It's more of a people just need to be able to say they're close to you. I don't know, it's a very odd energy. Like, something about people saying they're close to you or saying they know you seems to be favorable because you have a good reputation. I'm not saying like you're like this Beyonce energy. I'm saying something about you and your reputation in whatever area, collaborative settings, because Gemini rules your local area and short travels by car, possibly even train, like just region, right? And Three of Pentacles is that collaborative energy. It feels like your reputation is so high in whatever area you're in that, like, if someone's like, yeah, you know, I was talking to Pal 2 the other day, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you knew Pal 2. I know them too. They're a great person. And like, now this person gets like great person brownie points because they know you. You get what I'm saying? Like, people assume that they're much like that people that are associated with you are better people than they actually are, because something about your energy, you seem to actually have really great energy. So watch that, because if you have people around you that can't be trusted, people might start looking at you funny, because they, like, some of these people around, whether they know you for real or not, people are only trusting them because of their association with you. Okay? That's a great reputation to have. Like, that's like good reference energy. You make a good reference when people are looking for jobs and stuff. Good for you. But show you off talks about everyone kind of wanting your attention. And when we talk about love and romance, there's at least one person that's like, I really want a piece of power too. And like, there's like a love energy. That's why we pulled this deck out. Like, there's someone that really wants your attention romantically. So these two here, you got tons of these. We're gonna go through them quickly. There's a lot of talking. People talk about you a lot. You do have the sign of communication on the table. Hold on. Gossip, eavesdropping, storytelling. So people do lie. Like, some people lie and say they know you. People lie about you. Like, they make up lies. But it doesn't seem like bad lies. That's the hilarious part. It feels like people are lying in ways that benefit you. Good for you. We got virgin here, purity, innocence, angelic, bright, abstinence, and celibacy. I told you, something about the energy is like, people think you're so amazing, so great, and everything that they say paints you as this very, like a virgin energy, like this very pure, angelic vibe. Like, people see you as so pure, can do no wrong. And obviously I'm reading the lighter side because it's the loudest thing, so I'm not, unless something pops out, I don't plan on going back to the shadow, beyond people just being so nosy that it doesn't make any sense. But I do have, do you remember, memories, past lives, karmic, soulmates, reminiscing. There's that energy again. And then I got one night stand, fast sudden connection, sex, positivity, pleasure. And then I have mountains, elevation, peak, climbing, transcendence. Okay. Let's see. Some of you, there's a person on the table that you may have had a one night stand with. Like, it's so quite literally, right? Do you remember one night stand? And elevation, peak, climbing. Somebody that is trying to ease, I guess, build it up. Like, it feels like someone like, hey, do you remember this? Like, trying to get close to you, or like trying to, like, I don't know. Y'all live scandalous lives, but that's kind of a topic of like, how do I get in? Some of you have a glow up in someone that, like, from your past that you, and it, I know I got this virgin card on the table, so I don't want y'all to overreact. Some of y'all it may not even be as literal as a one night stand. Maybe somebody you went on a date with once, you talked to a little bit. I got a vibe of someone, or some people are like, hey, I remember I was talking to power to for a little bit. Look at them elevating. Okay, that's the topic. Like, they're like, oh, they look so good now, they're doing so well. Maybe I should have proceeded with that one. Yeah, you're maturing really well. If you're young, your youthful vibe, people really admire your youthful vibe, your innocence. But immaturity in reverse feels flattering. It feels like if you have a very youthful vibe, it's flattering and becoming, right? And it also talks about someone that may be a little wise beyond their years. Something about your energy. You're both playful and youthful, but also mature, right? Like, you're like, no one would lose patience with you due to immaturity. That's not your shadow. Like, you don't have a shadow associated with immaturity beyond potentially like a little naivety, because I do get these people lying, saying that they know you, or maybe they do know you. Like, it's just something about, maybe just watch the people around you. I get that a lot, so I say it because I get it too often to ignore, so it means that I'm needing to repeat it, because it means the people that message is for don't listen. Okay. So let me get this. I'm gonna close you out. Let me get this love message regarding what makes you attractive and what people say, since you got a heavy theme of that. All right. Okay. Lots of messages. Okay. That's gonna be specific to that person. There's a person. You saw me get the book for that. And then we're gonna look at this, because we got a maturing energy. There's somebody, like, honestly, there's at least one person that's like, no, I need to lock down pile number 2. And some of you, I may be like revealing something that maybe you didn't realize. People from your past romantic options, interests, right? It doesn't have to be exes, just people that were interested in you. Maybe you were interested back in, but it feels very brief. All of your very brief encounters, those people are still admiring you. Those people still find you attractive, okay? Because you have that effect on people. New chapter is here. It says a fresh start is always good for everyone. Doors are opening for this new phase within your love life. Something about the person associated with this heart card. Maybe that pile I sent you to, that blooming heart key. Well, I don't remember. It may have, because it was last year this time, if I'm not mistaken. So go see. But there's a new chapter possibly being unlocked with that key, because it sent you there to that key reading. This made me think of that. And I don't know, it feels like a conversation, or maybe like you connecting with this person. It makes sense, right? Yeah, I can see it now. It feels like you connecting with a person is surfacing people from your past, and they're like, I remember pile 2. Dang, that should have been me with pile 2. You get what I'm saying? Because I got a maturing energy of building a future, and in that, I guess, a commitment being found where we got ecstasy and a spiritual awakening, right? Like something about a connection being really like awakening in a way that, like, I mean, that's heavy sensual vibes all over the table. That's not that kind of reading. YouTube doesn't like that, okay? But like in you committing to someone and like finding the ultimate ecstasy physically as well as mentally and spiritually, that's a thing. And there's a new chapter that has that conversation going. And if you feel like I'm not, like, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Onyx, I read past, present, incoming, okay? We got missed chances. I told you, I know what I'm talking about. Must be incoming if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Because I told you, people surfacing, right? Missed chances. Have you considered all of your options? Did you give it everything? In the end, we only regret the chances that we didn't take. I got somebody here going for it and it working out for you and this person in the best way. It feels like a healthy relationship that people find attractive. But I also see a lot of regrets with the people that miss their chance, because it feels like a pile of people's feelings for you linger like this fragrance of lavender. Like it's like every time they smell lavender they think of pile 2 or something like that. Like you're that group. Look at you, people stuck on you. Let me get your advice and let you go. Pile number 2. What do people say? Give me the advice regarding pile 2's reputation, please. You know, when I opened this book, I think I saw strength here. You have strength on the table, and yeah, you got 2. You got 2. But here it says, be still. The strength is in the stillness. Like you don't need to be doing anything you don't normally do. Bravery is your baseline. Some of you need to be told things multiple times. I don't know what to tell you. Be still. There is strength in the stillness. Strength. So your keywords: strength, bravery is your baseline. I don't know what to tell you. Stay patient. There is a yellow pansy for those of you that care. I'll take the bottom really quick. You effortlessly attract and receive wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Oh, listen, I'm glad I didn't forget that one. So I'll let you go with, you effortlessly attract and receive wealth, abundance, and prosperity. So that is all I have for you today, my pile number 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the Krewe. We have a lot of exclusive messages on that Onyx Key tier. Thank you for watching. All right, pile number 3, my yellow turmeric tea latte. Let's see, what do people say about you? What makes you attractive? How it all ties together for your overall reputation. So for those of you that are new here, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson and the journey. So what I've got here is, so, you know, I'm just going to let you know. So I do have redirections for those of you that don't realize. I do that for the members. I put them in posts, but I do say them so that if you have access to the public readings, which all of you have access to the public readings, you can go and find it yourself. You don't have to join just for that, okay? You join for all the other benefits, and that being an added perk, okay? What am I doing? So let's just, I'm gonna lay out what I see, okay? Because I'm being told there's a okay, so go to the skeleton key readings for sure, okay? There is symbolism in the number 3 for sure, because this is, I'm realizing 33 is the key, right? As well as the, you're picking pile 3. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here really quick. We'll get into it, make sure attractive and what people say, but there's a specific reading that you're gonna need to go to. So we've got courage here, that's fine. And then we've got the Hierophant, which feels like keeper of keys, hidden wisdom, things like that. So I feel like a lot of people that are actually in the Onyx Key pick this pile. That's why I'm doing this, because this is a public reading. So just, it's okay if you're not joining. This is not to pressure you to do that. There are a lot of free skeleton key readings. Go there, okay? Go there. But I feel like there's a specific key on my table that this combination of cards is reminding me of. Look, another 3 card. We got house 3. And then so this is the deck I'm getting to, and I do want you to look at that, but I have, you don't own me, freedom, alignment, aerial fitness. And there's a specific key that I'm not gonna say. I may put it in a redirection because it will apply to that group. Let me see really quick. Okay, so I'll put it in a redirection, that specific key, because it is for the members. But those of you, there is a pile 3 somewhere on the public side that you need to choose. And this combination and this card, whichever one feels like it aligns for you with this card, that's the one you choose, because it's going to be different. I'm realizing on the public side, I'm not supposed to say, because it's going to be different for everybody on the public side. On the membership side, there's a very specific one, because I filmed that the other day, and it's a very specific key. All right, it's very obvious, but like I said, those of you on the public side, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. So let me hurry up and get this out of your way, and then we'll start talking about what makes you attractive and what people are saying about you. Well, people see you as very powerful. This is either you or someone explicitly talking about you. So some of you might have like an offer coming in soon. Look at you, because the keys represent opening doors. Some of you may be like, someone's talking about like giving you the keys to something, like a key to something, an offer, like I said, if it's not a professional offer, it could be a romantic offer. Like you may have a partner that's asking you to move in. You may have a job opportunity that allows you to get a new car or a new home. That's what I'm seeing, and that's why, like, I'm glad y'all can be a little patient with me. I know we're 4 minutes in, but that, I like to say stuff like that because that is important. All of the other stuff, like being able to watch these readings, is secondary, right, to you guys' success and development in your lives. So let me see, my yellow turmeric tea. What are people saying about my pile number 3? Can pinpoint you in the midst of chaos, can pinpoint you and can spot you in a crowd. Like, you have very distinct look. Why? This is the one. All of this is just in the way, right? Like, it's a lot of different things. That's why I sent to a very specific key. Like I said, the public side is going to be different because there are a lot of keys, I guess, that could remind you of on that end. Memberships, you're going to that key that I gave you. And you can also pick as well if that's your prerogative. But being able to pinpoint you, right? Being able to choose, spot you in a crowd, you stand out, you have very distinct look, distinct features, or distinct build, right? Now, your ability to discern is also something people talk about. Like, your ability to see, to interpret, to pick the one thing that needs to be prioritized in the moment, the best option, the best decision, your ability to do that, that's going to be the topics of conversation. Okay, let me I almost started shuffling this because I put those back on reverse accidentally, but go to the daisy, the peacock, okay? You may have a little certain innocence to you, but your bottom is actually elegance and lily. So there's a certain elegance to the way you move, the way you interact with people, just something about you. You're elegant. Okay. Now there's also a lily on the channel. Go there if you're called to. Okay. And we've got cowslip, Duke of Burgundy, thoughtfulness, elegance. Your mind is very attractive, right? The way you think, the way you interpret, and not just in a interpretation of things that you would need to be interpreting to benefit you and other people, just the thoughtfulness associated with your attention to detail. Like there's something about your attention to detail that people are just always taken aback by, because it feels like the personality type that makes everybody feel special. Like you know, you notice little things about everybody, and like it catches someone off guard when they realize you notice something. Like, so like let's say you work with like 50 people, like you see 12 of them consistently, but you're not familiar with them beyond there. You pass them in the hallway, you notice that one always, like they don't do dairy, right? So there's always like oat milk or something in their coffee. You're the one that's like, okay, I'm taking orders for everybody, we're getting good coffee today, let me go get the coffee. And then when you pull up to ask them what kind they want, you're like, I already know you don't want dairy, so you want oat, you want almond, you want coconut, like what milk do you want? And like the person's like, oh my gosh, Pal 2 actually notices what I do and don't like. That's kind of the energy here on the table. And you do so with such elegance. Like it's not like you run behind people, it's not like you're trying to flatter people. It's a genuine consideration that you have for people, whether you're close to them or not. I like it. We need more people like that. That is nice. Yellow turmeric tea latte. I've been seeing some really good qualities for you guys stepping on the table. That I love it. Keep being great. All right, house 3, yellow turmeric tea latte. What do people say? Ace of Pentacles. I don't know why this is like that, but we're taking that, okay? And the bottom. 2 swords. This is a very interesting combination. It's all like fresh energy. It's like glowing up energy. What's that singer from a while back? Like anyway, the song is like brand new. Insert the word that starts with the beat that we cannot say on YouTube. And I'm hearing that song, but it's like something about a renewed sense of self, a spark, and elevating in some way. And 2 of Swords is usually when we avoid something. It's like when we kind of pretend we don't see actions we need to take, things we need to move. And I really love it in this combination of cards describing you, because it's not an avoidant of situations. It's kind of like a person that is so thoughtful, so elegant, but doesn't like, I don't say you don't need praise, but you brush it off. So when people start telling you how great you are, when people start talking about how great you are in front of you, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it makes you uncomfortable, because I don't get that wave at all. It just feels like you're like no big deal. 2 of Swords is like no big deal. So in the example I gave, where you're like really considerate of the person that doesn't do dairy, whether they're lactose intolerant or they don't like it, that's people like that person's like, pile 3 was so nice, and you're like, it's not that big of a deal. I see you do that all the time. I don't know why you're overreacting to me, like knowing that you don't want that in your coffee. That's the vibe. And people think, look at them, they're so nice. Pile 3 is just so considerate in the way that they don't think it matters, but it does. It matters to the people. Okay, so let me see. Tell me more about my, what is that, yellow turmeric tea or latte. Like you'll be doing really well, right? Or like even if like you get a new opportunity or something, I referenced that, right? Like you'll be like, yeah, I got promoted, but it's not that big of a deal. Like that's you. Yeah, because your key is still here. Okay, so let me see. Pile number 3, my yellow turmeric tea latte. It feels like someone that cares very much what they look like, though. Like you care how you perceive, you care how you look, and everyone can tell, but you don't overreact to when people acknowledge it. Like you expect people to acknowledge it. Like, you know, you look good, you know you're smart, you know that you're like working on things that should have you successful, but like when people praise you, you're like, yeah, but I don't like to talk about myself like that, but thank you for noticing, right? Like, you know, that's kind of the energy. It's very elegant, very graceful. So tell me more about my yellow turmeric tea. Okay, we got the cross. If any of you are religious in any way, people think that that's very, like, people admire that. If you are, if you're not, don't worry about it. But the people that are religious in any way on the table, something about the way you carry yourself, it adds to the elegance that people perceive with you. We have the ring, which I can never tell if these are 8s or 5s in this deck, because I was gonna grab the book just to see. I think that's a 5. I think that's a 5 because I want to get the book, because I think it's gonna tell us more about, I mentioned those offers coming in that are really important. We got burdens. You feel like the type of person that can handle certain things. Part of what people are excited about and people see you elevating, they say you don't mind doing the ugly work, right? Like you don't mind doing the hard tasks. You don't mind taking on the burdens if it's going to lead to the success, right? Like you don't mind the hard part. You don't mind the ugly, mundane stuff. And people also see you, this combination feels like a person that's just very committed, whether we're talking about just disciplined in your routine, your habits, committed to your relationships, right? Very loyal energy here. That's what people describe you as. Okay, and they find that attractive. But let me grab this little book, because we all know that the cross is like a burden to bear. But I want to see what it says. Wait, hold on. I think I'm finally learning the numbers in this deck, because it is a 5. It's not an 8. But again, the ring card is a symbol of contracts and commitments. It definitely talks about that. Yeah, some of you are going to different keys. And that's why I was like, okay, let me make sure you pick your own keys in those readings, even remember, okay? And it's okay if you have more than one, but it talks about continuation presented with the spiritual contract of love and commitment. It talks about binding commitments and your ability to persevere through, your ability to follow through what, like the terms and conditions of said contracts, right? So people see you as an ideal marriage partner because you seem committed and dedicated enough, faithful enough to maintain that level of contract. People are comfortable giving you major contracts and business deals because they know that you're going to do the work until you fulfill that contract. Like this is a pile. Nothing about you feels flaky. You're very thoughtful. You're very considerate. So people kind of trust you. People don't feel like they need to watch you like a hawk, right? Like I hear that, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I got my eyes on this one because I know I can't trust them. They're sneaky. Nothing about your energy gives that. And I want to go back to the professional settings or the business settings because it feels like people are very comfortable just giving you the reins to do things without feeling like they need to supervise or watch you. Whatever your professional level, business level is, they're like, I can give this contract to pile 3. I know that they're going to work even when I'm not paying attention. That's what's on the table. So look at you. It's such a great reputation to have. You're always going to be successful. And I'm looking at the career specifically since that's a loud thing, but it does illuminate contracts and business deals. And sometimes it's the ties that bind us that truly build up our worth as the one whom is precious. People in professional environments see you as precious. I'm telling you, I saw it. It was amazing. That's why I went with that example. So keep being great. I love it. You should definitely be in the Onyx Key if you're stepping into a new era professionally. I'm not trying to like take your money because I feel like y'all are getting promoted. I'm just saying there's a lot of messages for people that are elevating and intending to in that tier. So like I said, I'm just making you aware. Do whatever you want, because remember, bottom here you got this powerful energy. So entrepreneur and boss, good for you. Either way, there's messages even on the free side. So maintain your glow up, because it's probably glowing up, but it's not like it's not a white hot overnight energy. It's a beginning or an incoming success that has been pending for some time. There's a lot that's been endured. There's a lot that's been worked through to get here. So good for you. I'm very proud. So tell me more about my pile number 3. There is a mature masculine. I keep saying it on my table. I'm not saying that that's you, even if it's you. There is another mature masculine on my table that is admiring you, that observing you, that finds you very attractive, and it's work ethic based. It's like pile 3 is like a star in this business, in this workplace, in this industry, whatever it is. Like even if you own your own business, maybe there's someone that's been doing it longer that is like that sees that you have the ability to see the same type of longevity as them. Like that's what I see, right? So the card does say age, maturity, clever, charming, experience. You're viewed as very charming and very mature and very experienced, despite your actual experience level, because something about your work ethic and your mentality is a thing. Okay, so I was gonna pull more, but I'm being told we don't need all that. The most important conversation that is happening about you is here. So if you pick I mean, I already sent you to different piles. There are sunflowers on the channel, but it says trust, synchronicities, healing, and divine timing. Time heals all wounds. Very specific message. If there is a more mature masculine that you have needed to forgive in some sense for something, I don't know, could be personal. People admire that you've done that. This person is very grateful that you have, especially if it's been difficulty in whatever that relationship would be. They're very grateful that you're able to heal that connection. Okay. All right. What do people say about my pile number 2? Look at 3. I'm like over here. I'm trying to get in and get a good shuffle. I apologize, and I'm looking over there as I do it. So tell me more about my pile number 3, my yellow turmeric tea latte. Let me flip this. There we go. 2. So luck is on your side, but whatever card is behind it, it's going to give you some details on that, because some of you got a lucky instance coming in. We have the new moon in Sagittarius, which closes fall. That may be a relevant time period. Maybe stepping into winter with some lucky news for some of you. And we have Gemini. So look at you. We got communicated. You got some lucky news coming in. One, like explicitly so. But this is Gemini Sagittarius axis. So that would be the 3rd and 9th house. Okay. And that's that axis of knowledge, where we talk about things we learned earlier in life versus our ability to expand and learn beyond where we came from and learn about other cultures and spiritual practices and things like that. It does talk about professional development in the sense of all of the knowledge required to be successful and the journey of continuously learning and getting better over time. It talks about fortune, just being lucky and excited about experiencing the world. So I like to see this here, but you got lucky news coming in for sure. You got lucky news, sure, and it's going to be development based. It's going to be based on any knowledge you've gained, certifications you've gotten. It's going to be regarding the execution of any new learned practices and habits, right? And we got a new romantic cycle begins with the new moon in Libra. Okay, I'll put it here on the cross. There we go. And you know, I got a commitment on the table. There's someone here that wants to give you a commitment professionally for sure, because we're talking about all of this business, things like that, like the business commitment. People are really excited. A person is very excited about some type of commitment, some business relationship between the two of you, whether you've already stepped into it or if it's incoming. Okay. And then I do see a potential for marriage. Like, people are saying you're a really good quality partner. You would be good for marriage, right? So I'm not saying like you're getting married tomorrow, but like something, there's a topic. You are very attractive when it comes to the intention of marriage. I'll say it like that. So I got 2 more decks. We're gonna close you out. I like it. People are not concerned about commitment when it comes to you. Like, people are not concerned about your ability to commit to anything. I like it. Very honorable, very trustworthy, very loyal person. My pile number 3, a yellow turmeric latte. What are people saying about my pile 3? Incoming energy of the cardinal energy. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. You're good at getting things going. You're very good at getting things going, but you also have the ability to maintain and persevere through that. So people really like that. Like, you're good at starting things. Like those 3 at the top, very good at starting things, especially when we talk about not being supervised, not needing to be told to, it's time to do something new, start something new. You're very good at that. What really takes your level of attraction to the next level is most people get really inspired. They're very engaged. They're very engaged early stages. They're very innovative. They're good at something. When things are shining, new, and exciting to try, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to start this thing. It's fun. I'm excited. But once it becomes mundane, once that passion, that initial excitement is gone, or if you just lack the ability to maintain that spark, people kind of fall off the wagon. They leave it alone. They don't continue through that again, commitment to see things through. Your ability to follow through is critical here, okay? And I've got Aries. You may have Aries placements. This will be live in Aries season, I think. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it to Taurus season. I think this is gonna be before that. So independence, bravery, and passion, which I'm talking about passion, right? People find you very attractive in your passion. You're good at moving. You're good at going and knowing when to do so. All right. Taurus energy. I was just talking about we might not make it to Taurus season. So the beginning of spring is critical for you and your development and where you're headed in the conversations. Like, you're something about during that period of time, you're going to look really good. And again, until the next time we do this reading, it just feels like this period, Aries season to Taurus season, looks really good on you. Okay. Good to go. Very good at building stability, because that's what Taurus represents, our second house of our assets, our money, the things that we find value in, right? And our ability to build and maintain that, right? That's where we're stable. So let me pull this love deck, since everybody seems to think you're just built for marriage. Pile number 3, my yellow turmeric latte. Okay, all of that. Slow down, patience. It indicates you play the long game, right? Like, yeah, you're good at making plans, things like that. We talked about it, but like, people like that you play the long game, right? You're very committed to your partner, or you're very committed to the type of partner you want. You don't settle, right? It says just because we want something so bad doesn't mean we have to rush into it. Take a moment to talk with your partner or yourself to reflect on what is best. This is one of the most disciplined piles I've ever seen, okay? You've got enchanted love, a sacred bond that is divinely guided and harmonious. You're good at, even if you're taken with someone, even if it feels like love at sight, you're very patient in your approach. Like, you're not gonna like go straight to 10 in trying to get to know somebody just because there's a lot of passion. Like, you're still going to maintain the integrity of, if you are religious or if you are trying to build something long term. You know, you don't want it to fizzle out quickly, so you take your time in getting to know someone. Okay, once you see a person that you consider to be what you want to get to know, I mentioned that commitment, which is a form of security. Okay, what is yours will always be yours. This love is secured by the divine. When you're in a relationship, your partner is never worried you're gonna just like up and leave, or that you're gonna do anything chaotic like cheat on them, because it just, there's a certain level of safety and security and patience that you just exude that makes anyone you're in a relationship feel very confident in the connection. And like, because even if it's a connection that needs to end, it feels like very clear, and you ending it with integrity. Like, it just, it's something about like your character is all over the table, and that's really good. Okay, so tell me my pile number 3, yellow turmeric latte. There was a shadow somewhere in here that I did not read, and it talks about being an avoidant personality type. And there's nothing wrong with being passive. I know sometimes it seems like I read that personality type in a shadow sense. It's not. Passive and avoidant are not the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So once you start treading into that avoidant territory, that's the issue, right? Just like people that are very active, like very assertive. If you start being aggressive, that's not good either, right? Everything that exists in your reality is a frequency. The universe is standing next to you. Yep. And that is a number 3 card for those of you that love that. Some of you that could be religious in nature, that symbolism with the number 3. But everything that exists in your reality is a frequency, and the universe is standing next to you. That is your advice. It is not active. It's more knowledge and recognizing that fact, okay? So that is all I have for you today. My pile number 3. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the crew. We have a lot of exclusive messages on that Onyx Key tier. Thank you for watching. Alright, pile number 4, my red or pink beetroot tea or latte. Okay, we're gonna see what do people say about you, what makes you attractive, and how that all ties into your reputation. So for those of you that are new, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. This is my pile, and it makes sense. It makes sense that this is my pile of like people that have a heavy Martian or Plutonian vibe. Like, you dominant in Mars, Aries, Pluto, Scorpio energy, either or, with heavy emphasis on the Martian energy. Okay, you have a very dark vibe. I want to say aesthetic. Some of you, yes. But even if you, like, you're the type of person, even if you put like bright pink on, like in spring colors, there's a certain sharp edge to either your features, your look. Like, it still has that feel, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, that people that are Martian and or Plutonian in nature have. Like, a good example would be like kind of like the supernatural, that when they characterize like the vampires and the wolves, like you may have features similar to that. Very sharp, slightly scary depending on who you're encountering. I have that, okay? And right, I have the crossroads here, which ironically enough, it's number 22, which you have, you've selected the 4th pile. So there you go. Something about it, like some of you have a look like you've been through some things. That's kind of what I mean, right? And it's not a bad, like, unattractive look like you've been through. Like, it's kind of like that dangerous vibe. Like, I know I wouldn't want to mess with pile 4. Like, like, even though they're nice, I say nice because look at the bottom, you do have peaceful. You have, no, peace was there. Peace was there, and now prosperity is here. So I had a peaceful vibe. It's like, yeah, they're calm, but it's like the eye of a hurricane. Like, leave them alone. That's the energy, okay? But people do consider you to be very prosperous, okay? Like, you look good. It's just some people might be scared of you, okay? So tell me more about my pile 4. What are people saying? What do they find attractive? Truth, bittersweet, that makes sense. I'm gonna see what that is, because I'm almost being encouraged to do something completely bizarre that I've never done before. We're doing it. This is the card and this is the bottom of the deck. I have no idea why. Like, I have no idea why. Like, this should have been the card that you would have taken, but now we're making it the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be a true overview, okay? Lavender, Serenity. So I mentioned that this came on a different pile, which is interesting because I don't know that the energy matches at all. And I've got Patience. I have both lavender piles. I have both. I also have Yellow Pansies, all of which are under the free side. So let me make a note here for you. Those are your redirections for those of you that like those. Okay. Eye of the Hurricane. Like, quite literally Eye of the Hurricane, because Serenity of Patience is not easily wavered energy. Despite you having that certain cold, sharp nature to your nature, like your features. Like, some of you have like the resting, you know what face. Can't say it on YouTube, but like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you look very mean, even though you're not. Like, people, it's like people get to know you and they're like, you know what, pile 4 is not half as chaotic as I would have judged them to be. Okay. My red beetroot. Latte, tell me more. I feel like I've sent more than one pile for sure to that lavender pile from the previous version of this reading. And it makes sense. It must have a critical message to those of you that are finding the reading today, because it came out in the intro in a deck that I wasn't even using today. So definitely go there if you're called. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, perfect. 5. I've got the Empress. Okay, chaos. I like it. Okay, I got the 8 of Wands. All right, we gotta make some space. We gotta make some space. Some of you are very good at creating space. Good for you. For things that you need. We got Temperance. Letter T might be relevant because we got 2 of Cups here. And 8 of Swords. And what's at the bottom? Strength. You know? Me. Because I'm not the latest in a way that it makes sense, because these are really slippery. Some of you people feel like they can't quite get you in their grasp. Good. That's a good quality. Because why do you need to have you in their grasp? Look at me. I need to stop. But strength, 8 of Swords. Feels like someone that's not easily moved. Move when you want to move. So the funny, I don't know why this is a good thing. Please, like, if I'm describing you, let me know in the comments why this is a good thing. People that, or maybe people that overextend need to be more like you. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's people that overextend that like this quality in you, because you're very good at acting like you don't know something or know how to do something, or that you can't do something that you very obviously can. I love that. But like, I didn't expect it to be what people admire or find attractive. Like, you know, it's the boundary. That's what it is. You have boundaries. So like, you're not overextending. Like, you're the personality that, like, I absolutely could. I absolutely can. It might not trouble me much, but I know where this is headed. Like, if I start doing this now, people are going to expect me to do it all the time. Or this person's going to expect me to do it all the time. So let me act like I don't know how to do it at all, so that they don't even ask. Because that's not my responsibility. That's not something I need to be doing. Good for you. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries. Okay? Now, there's always a shadow. So watch that, because it did hit me first as a wave of people admire your ability to do that, but I don't know that everybody would take kindly to that. And just make sure you don't do that in access, because the shadow is just pretending you don't know how to do stuff that you know you need to be doing, right? And the shadow even of the lighter side is you don't want to overextend, so you may not be helpful in access. So when you need support for something that somebody else could very easily do, they're not going to do it because you would do it for them. Like you just got to be mindful in how you manage being like that, because I'm all for it, but just be mindful in how you do it, right? All right, let me see. Let me pull from this deck. Very good at creating peace, very good at maintaining peace, very good at identifying quality people, right? This is a combination. So something about you must give good relationship advice, or maybe you're a good matchmaker. It feels like someone that's good at identifying qualities that make people compatible, right? I got an Empress that's 8 of Wands, very active in alchemizing some type of union. Like you may make good, like you may be good at matchmaking and like bringing friends. Like, so like you're the type that creates a friend group because you have a friend and you're like, you know what, these two need to meet. They would get along so well. They're like, they have so much in common, and now they're better friends together than they are with you, right? Because, and you don't feel a way about it. You're just like, yes, I knew those two would be great friends. Now when I need my alone time, they can hang out. Like, I don't know, like something about the personality that stepped through for Power 4 is very distinct. I like it because I got a very clear vibe of how you look as well. Like, right, like the overall aesthetic and some key features that may be coming through for some of y'all. So tell me about my pile number 4, my red beetroot tea or latte. This may be a pile that has the hard to pronounce names. Good for you. Where is the thing? Hold on. There it is. Okay. So let's see. What do people say about you? It makes you attractive. Look what's here. Okay. The whip. Like, because the whip is kind of like a Medusa vibe, right? You have very sharp, no nonsense boundaries. Like you have that look. Like you look kind of like this energy. That's it. I'm glad this card came out because this is exactly what I mean when I say like certain features that depending on who, like it's very alluring, it's very attractive, but in a like dangerous, people are like intimidated way. That's how the people select, and it's very loud, okay? Because you shine brightly like the sun, right? The sun talks about all types of positivity, and the ring is commitment, okay? You know, things that are difficult you make look easy. Watch that. That's not good. So I could see how you ended up that way. If that's really like your personality of, oh, let me act like I don't know how to do this. And the people that lack boundaries are like, man, I need to be more like Power 4. Because this is someone that can take on a lot more than the average person. Something about the way you do things really well. You're very efficient in your process, and like you're gifted as well on top of being a hard worker. So things just come naturally to you on top of, so like basically like something that might take somebody 8 hours, you could probably knock it out in 2. Like it's gonna take this person 8 hours. It absolutely will. It will take other people 8 hours, but you can knock it out in 2. You end up with more work and more responsibility as a result, depending on what environment we're talking about. And it's like, that's good because now if people give you something that they're expecting you to take out 8 hours to do, you can truly do it efficiently, effectively, to the maximum, right? Then that's fine. But like some of you either need to be told, don't let people know it only takes you 2 hours instead of 8, and others of you need to be conscious of the fact that other people aren't as gifted as you, and they recognize that, they admire that as well. Okay, it's possibly why you have a lot of patience, is because you know you're usually waiting for other people, right, to do certain things because you're already done. I would probably say don't let people know how quickly you get certain things done, because that does lead to, that leads to overextending. But don't be sneaky and all of that. Like, I'm not telling you to do that, but just you don't need to say everything, right? So tell me more about pile number 4. My red, pink, beetroot tea. All right. You got house 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Peace is back. House 4, ironically of the house, right? That's the number of your pile. You even have 31 here, so that, you know, you like the number 4. Good for you. House 4 does talk about your home. It talks about your ancestry. It talks about your roots, your cultural roots. So your connection to your ties. Some of you, that your aesthetic is very traditional. And when I say that, it's like some of you have a very an aesthetic that's very unique to your ancestry, right? Like, you may have like a quote unquote unique style, but it's really just traditional when it comes to your heritage. And like, it stands out because it's not like standard society. It's where you come from, where you descend from. Okay, I got house 10, structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. Good for you. Doing really good. Work-life balance. Look at you. Ooh, let me put this back. Let me move. I can already see the angle. See, look, you're very strategic. I'm finding angles I don't normally use. You got that. If you're a parent, people think you're a really good parent. You look good as a parent, because this is the maternal paternal axis. This is also because see, we've got the owl and we've got the eggs. There's another redirection for you guys. There's all of the owls are public, so go there if you feel called. Again, redirections are here to support you, not to force you to be on the channel all day. But the maternal paternal axis, the work-life balance, somebody somewhere is admiring your ability to manage that effectively. Like, you still prioritize your home, you still prioritize your family, you still prioritize your comfort and your peace, but you're actually very, very driven as well. And you haven't had to sacrifice the way most people do, because something about the way you process things and move, it's very efficient. Like, you don't waste time. Every minute is accounted for, not in like an overwhelming way, but in I reference something that should be taking 8 hours. Like, something about the way people do it, it takes 8 hours, but you've unlocked some secret process, or just the way you process information or interpret information, 2 hours. Boom. So now I got 6 hours back to do other things, like get ahead and or get that time back to go spend with my family, right? That's you. I love that. I find that attractive. Write a book, show us how to do that, for sure. I love that in this pile, and I don't know that I've gotten that before. So what else can we see here? Pile number 4. But you know, it is a pile, I referenced it being very Martian, very Plutonian energy, like very energized, right? You have the energy to push through and get things done. So like, you know how I think half the time certain processes take longer for people because they already don't want to do it, so they start moving slow, they drag, they get distracted, they do something else. It's possibly some of your ability to just lock in and do it and knock it out that makes you move so quickly, because you're not taking all these random breaks, you're not like looking at something else, you're not complaining about not wanting to do it, you just do it, and it's over. So now all that time you spent delaying it, procrastinating, and all of the things, like, you didn't have to go through that. You know, it's like school, like the assignment comes and then your classmates are like, oh, they got a research paper, now I gotta find a topic, blah blah blah, I don't feel like doing it. And then you're like, nah, I already got a topic, I don't have time to play around, like, y'all, I'm not about to, like, I want to get this out the way. Go to the library, boom, topic, rough draft, like within a week it's done. And everybody else is like, that's not due till midterms. I'm not waiting till midterms. I'm not interested in doing this. I want to get it out of the way. Feels like you're that group. Like, you know you don't want to do it, so it's like, let me just do it, because I know I'm going to procrastinate. And you've People admire your ability to be disciplined like that. So let me see here. We got that strength right there that talks about that energy. Nothing will come of the situation. Void, of course, moon. So nothing will come of this situation. Look at that. Why is that like that? Why am I holding this in reverse? We got conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Fun fact. If this is your only pile and you skip the intro, it's up to you. I am filming this during that full moon eclipse in Virgo. So think back to then, because something about what makes you attractive and what are people saying might be in reference to that one. Because I'm putting this up a little bit now. There are other eclipses, right, incoming. So if you're watching this way down the line and you're looking back and you know there's an eclipse coming up, then roll with that one. But if you're watching this relative to my timeline and you know this is the closest one to you, something about the day I'm filming this, right? So like March 13th, 14th, whatever, around this eclipse, there's something that either you thought there would be nothing resulting from it, right? Like thinking something's over, thinking something's not going to work out, and something about whatever that is, because it's going to be different for all of you, that's going to be a topic of conversation regarding people, or is now, because I'm in the past filming, or is about to be, right? And it's something about that it's going to make you attractive, and it could be concerning this energy here, okay? It could be concerning this energy here. Some of you, I'm hearing something you had lost faith in or just weren't feeling about the best about around this eclipse, because eclipses are chaotic. And this one is on the south node, like it's on the south node, so it's chaotic for everybody, especially if you have placements of that nature that would connect with it. So anything that felt, if you got bad news or something shocking, or just the energy was low around that time, something is coming in, or you may already be seeing it, because again, you're going to see this in like a month, okay? Most of you. The crew gets it a little earlier. So nothing will come of the situations. Conclusions are within reach. Some of you may get clarity on something that you need to release and need to let go of, something that's not going to move any further, okay? And it will all vary. And I'm being told to send you, yeah. Ooh, I'm talking too much. I'm really talking too much. Some of you might not be ready for that, but that's okay. Go to the lavender pile like this one. Tell me, yeah, because I'm even realizing your latte is in a little purple cup. So tell me my pile number 4, my beetroot latte. What are people saying about my beetroot latte? Watch that shadow. I didn't want to invite it to the table. Here I am. Here we are. You know, people might be saying you're really immature and childish. So watch that. Please do not be in the shadow of really immature and childish. Because that perspective of I'm not going to help anybody, because that's what it could be taken as, right? It could be taken as, because that patient and serenity, it could be somebody that, because the shadow could be the opposite of what I've been describing. It's somebody that procrastinates, puts things off, and then have to scramble, and it's not as good because you put it off, you kept delaying it, so now you have to hurry up and do it, so it's not of quality. You see what I'm saying? Like, so watch that. And not being able to balance home and work, career, academics appropriately, like not knowing how to balance your personal time and your professional time, like that feels like someone that struggles with that on that shadow. Because 8 of Swords is avoidant energy. It's somebody that's like, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't. And technically you could, you just literally have to take off the blind, like you're not even tied up, you just refuse to. That's what that card is. And it is traditionally a shadow card. So avoiding things that you need to be doing, thinking you need more help than you do, thinking you need more support than you do. So watch that, okay? Because it did step through. We got nothing will come of the situation. Conclusions are within reach. The shadow is realizing around this time I'm filming this. Because like I said, I think it's going to come out publicly in a month for sure. The crew might get it in a couple, like early April, okay? The revelation that it's not going to work out. People may be starting to say, oh, this is not going to work out with pile 4. So stop if you're procrastinating and things like that. I don't want to see that. Because we got an immaturity, and an immaturity doesn't mean you're an immature person actually. It could simply mean not ready for something. Okay, so because immature doesn't necessarily have to be a behavior, it could be a sense of readiness, right? If you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the skills, if you don't have the strength to do something, then that doesn't make you lesser as a person. It just means not yet, right? Pile 4, what do people say? What makes you attractive? Let's go back to the lighter side. Listen, my lighter side, you're just like, you're doing so well. People are so excited about like how efficient you are. Okay, flavor, sweetness, pleasant, expensive, beauty, details. You make everything look easy. So watch it, because the only shadow on the lighter side is people taking advantage, right? People expecting you to kind of overextend for people on the shadow side that don't really have it together, because you make everything look so smooth, you make everything look so easy. Okay, so let me see, tell me more. How form my beetroot latte. There we go. More. You look so good. Make everything look so easy. This one in the bottom. Make everything look so good. You make everything look so easy. You're good at changing things, especially when it comes to like fitness and health. Like, you make being in shape look so easy. Some of you, that's a specific message. Some of you naturally have a nice figure, naturally have a nice body shape, right? That would be kind of accepted as attractive without having to do much. Some of you people think it's attractive. You can just eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, and just, it's fine. It doesn't affect your skin. It doesn't affect like whether, it doesn't affect like your gym results. Some of you don't even go to the gym. They're like, how, like, what do you do for fitness? You're like, this is genetics. What do you use for skincare? These are genetics. Like, some of you, that this is the pile. We got a soulmate and third eye energy on my table. Some of you have a professional soulmate coming in. I love it for you. Some of you have a conclusion of a cycle with some type of professional career-based connection. So watch that, okay? Like the revelation of that closed cycle. Yup, see, I'm talking too much. I was fine. I've been drinking water. I had matcha tea before this reading. So that's why we're getting the reading, because I was drinking a latte. So, but yeah, soulmate says destiny, connection, love, unconditional compatibility. And third eye says intuition, chakra blue, telepathy, perception. Just knowing things, being gifted, being talented. This is that, especially when we talk about career and academics. It did land on that owl, that keen perception, right? This feels like a keen perception. It does talk about discernment, the ability, yeah, exactly, the ability to discern what connections are going to benefit you, the ability to discern what it is you need to learn and develop it professionally, and the ability to discern what career path even makes sense for you. Like, you seem to have a, like, the lighter side of house seems to know what you're very gifted at, and you use that to your advantage. That's what I'm talking about. That's what like, people admire how easy life seems to be for you. Because the lightest, because some of you may have pieces of this message, but there's at least one of you where you can eat whatever you want and it doesn't affect you. And if you skip gym days or you're not consistent with the gym, it's fine, because something about the way you eat, even though you eat what you want, you eat food that you know agrees with your body, right? You enjoy food that agrees with your body. Blessed genetically in terms of skin and just figure in general. When it comes to the work that the path you've chosen academically, career-wise, you chose one you knew would enhance your natural skills. Where you struggle, you work on that, but you still prioritize your natural skills in a way where you always look good. Things always look easy, even if you need to work on something, right? Like, the good always outweighs the bad with you, and it always looks easy. And I got long distance travel, time apart. Somebody's talking about separation in a romantic connection potentially. Someone's talking about possibly moving long distance for a career or school. Some of you met someone long distance travel. Like, there's someone that's thinking of you that you either met or that you know that's like a wide range away from you, that's thinking about you, that finds you really attractive. Okay. All right. Tell me more about my pile number 4, my beetroot latte. One message for the love when it comes to what people are saying and what people find attractive. Third party. There's something or someone that is affecting your relationship. Time to rest. So you watch it on that shadow side. I'm telling you, I mentioned the potential separation and kind of an avoidance of something ending and just accepting the ending of it. Like, you watch that. Lighter side, you're hot commodity. Everybody wants you. People fight for your attention and things like that. So good for you. Everybody's interested in you. We've got children. Children are a significant factor in your love life. This may signify the desire of them or someone's inner child needing attention. So what I think is interesting about this is, so this is a pile. If you have a third party situation regarding children, that's a topic, right? That's a topic. The way you're handling it is either really good or really bad. There's no in between. Like, if there's a third party situation that children are involved in, you're either handling it really well or you're not. Like, that's a topic. Okay? But what I have here, some of you, people that are younger than you are really attracted to you. Now watch that, because that could be bad when we start talking about like inappropriate people being inappropriate with you. But overall, like, I'm gonna lead with like my more mature group, because this owl of wisdom on my table, right? And like the eggs symbolize like being like of a mature child rearing age, I guess, like someone that children would look up to and respect. Right? Some people like how you interact with children just in general, but this feels like younger people being attracted to you. And again, watch it on that shadow with people being inappropriate to you, but it just feels like someone that may be more mature, that looks, because I mentioned someone that just looks really good, like, oh, why don't you have skin issues? Why aren't you, like, you're eating whatever you want? How are you not, like, how is that not throwing off your fitness goals and things like that? So it feels like someone that may look a lot younger than they actually are. Okay? And in the shadow is someone that's too old to behave the way that they do. So watch that. All right, let me get your advice and close you out, because this was a very specific love message. Third party and children. You have multiple people that see you as a partner that they would want to have children with. That's interesting. All right. I am standing fiercely by your side. Again, it landed on that owl, so go to the owl pile. Go to that owl pile. But I am standing fiercely by your side. Your advice is to be loyal where you need to, and to recognize where you've experienced loyalty, okay? But know that you're divinely supported and protected, because again, you have spirit team that says I am standing fiercely by your side. I referenced a lot of you may have a certain aesthetic or a certain look, and it could truly just be your features, because I kept saying this is genetics. Skin looks good because genetics. Figure, genetics. You wear your heritage or ancestry like on your sleeve, and something about it's very old in energy. Like, it feels like an ancient aura that you have, and it's quite literally an energy of your ancestors. I am standing fiercely by your side. So that's what your aura is, literally like an ancestral aura. Okay, move your ceiling to your floor and rise to the next level. Listen, some of you are really, you're glowing up, you've recently glowed up, and they're telling you move. So now that you're here, now that you're doing this, move the ceiling to the floor so that we can go to the next level. Look at the staircase. Okay, I love this card. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. My pile number 4. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the Krewe. We have a lot of exclusive messages on that Onyx Key tier. Thank you for watching.